Hey, what's going on, everybody? So, today we're going to be talking about a subject which is ceramic coatings versus wax. Which one is better? We're going to be talking about that. This article was actually sent over from some friends over at Swiss Waxes and Car Products. This video is not sponsored by anyone. This is just opinion. And I'm going to be reading straight out of this article. This is opinion from a... guess you want to say an experienced and verifiable source. So you can always consider the source whenever you're looking at opinions and articles. This being this video and also this article here. So Swiss Wax made waxes going all the way back to the very beginning, before McGuire's even existed or anyone else. So they've been around forever. So anyway, this is what the article says, ceramic versus wax. This breaks down exactly what ceramics do, what waxes do, the pros, the cons, a little bit on there, and I'm going to be explaining a little bit more as we go along. So, wax or ceramic sealing, advantages and disadvantages. A ceramic sealer has an enormous advantage, increased hydrophobic properties such as beading of liquids. That's the water beads that you see. A canoeable wax does not achieve this strong hydrophobic property, but has a significant advantage in gloss level and application. In addition to the advantages of a long holding time and beading behavior of the ceramic sealant, there are some disadvantages. So these are the disadvantages of having a ceramic coating. Paint surface is permanently coated with an additional layer. Now, when you think about that, think about if you have a classic car, would you put with an original paint job, if you had a super duper high-end, not a pre-owned, not something with frame damage or, with some kind of body damage or something like that, exotic car, but something that is in mint condition, limited run vehicle where the paint is an actual document of history. Let's say if it's a 1930s, or let's say like the 1936 Mercedes-Benz 540K Special Roadster Von Cougar Edition that have the pleasure of maintaining and taking care of. There's only 3 of them in the world. Would you want to put a ceramic coating on that and permanently coat the paint? No, absolutely not, because now you're altering the original paintwork. It's now ceramic coated. Now, moving on to that, just food for thought. Long-lasting but slowly decreasing maintenance level. Okay, so what that means is that a wax lasts, 3 months. A ceramic can last. They have different products on the market. Some of them last, 6 months. Some of them last a year. It really is subjective to what product and how much SiO2, which is their ceramic chemical in there and whatever they cut it with. So moving on from that, time-consuming application with risk retained. Okay. Basically, time-consuming, takes a lot of prep work to put on a ceramic coating, and you pay for it out the nose. If you're getting a ceramic coating for cheap, you're not getting quality paint correction. And they're not taking care of your paint, and they're probably not properly. What I mean is cheap. I mean, if you're looking at a $200-300 ceramic coating job, I'd be questioning that, because a ceramic coating kit on average cost is about $100 to $150, max about $200, and one of those little bottles gets you about one full-size pickup truck, or at least a couple cars out of it if you really stretch it. So be aware of that, because the prep work that goes into it is washing, iron decontamination, a clay bar, full paint correction, compounding, polishing to get the paint back as acceptable as possible. It'll never be perfect, but that stuff takes time. Then they have to wipe it down. Then you have to apply the ceramic. Then the ceramic has to cure for 12 hours, at least 12 to 24 hours. Some of them longer than that. So you really are paying for a lot of labor that goes into it. But the labor is not applying the ceramic. The labor goes into the prep work. So moving on from that, it is not scratch resistant. This is something that I really want to focus on right here real quick. It's not scratch resistant. Ceramic coatings, okay, just as it says in this article, are not scratch resistant. They're not scratch proof. They're not rock chip proof. They're not scratch proof. They're not fireproof. They're not bug proof. They do not self-clean. They do not magically clean your car. You drive through a mud hole and your vehicle is clean. That doesn't happen. It's a gimmick. And if that was the case, if something was actually fireproof, rock chip proof, scratch proof, impact proof, all this stuff proof, we wouldn't have it on the market, to the public. A government would have it, or some secret military program would have it put on secret military equipment that we would never even know even existed. So just think about that. And so moving on from that, scratches cannot be simply polished in the case cannot be simply polished. In the case of repainting, the coating has to be applied again, and therefore there is a difference. Also in the color of the already existing ceramic sealant. So that's a mouthful right there. This whole section right here is a mouthful. So scratches cannot be simply polished out, because if you apply the ceramic coating, it directly is attached to your clear coat. If you're going to polish it to remove scratches, you're not polishing the clear coat now, and you're not taking off wax or something else. You're taking off the ceramic. So you're polishing the ceramic off, so it has to be reapplied. Now, when it's talking about repainting, in the case of repainting a panel, for instance, right? Yeah, body damage. Well, the coating has to be reapplied again, right? Well, if your insurance company is, let's say, paying for you to have your car panel repaired, if a body shop applies a ceramic coating, if they do it, which very, very few do because they hate the stuff in the environment, is not VOC compliant, meaning that they have products that are meant for panels and compounds, polishes, waxes that are specifically made that can be used in a paint shop, body shop environment. So, and those are not, the ceramic coatings are not typically included in that. So, a lot of waxes aren't. They make special things. 3M makes special products for that, that can be used in a body shop environment, and also a few other manufacturers. But, so are they really going to apply it? Okay. And number two, is it going to have the same, is it going to be the same brand? Also, when a ceramic coating is being ran through the environment, whatever environmental contamination is on the surface of that ceramic coating, UV, what have you, it may cause it to yellow. It may cause it to have a different gloss, a different shine, because if the person that is repainting the panel does, depending on how much clear coat they put on a panel, then how much they actually buff it and polish it and then apply a ceramic, is it going to match? No, it's never going to match 100%. So that's that. Also, next, okay. All right, so different gloss levels, okay. The advantages of Swiss wax, Canuba wax, okay, which this could apply to any wax. This is an advantage to just applying waxes in general. So you could use anything from Turtle Wax, you could use Wolfgang, you could use McGuire's, you could use whoever. If you have the budget and you want to go completely down a rabbit hole, yeah, Swiss Wax is for it. They make OEM stuff for like Rolls-Royce, Lamborghini, all that kind of stuff. So it's according to how far you want to go on a wax, and I'm not here to tell you about that. This is just strictly the advantages of a wax versus a ceramic coating. So different gloss levels according to the volume of Canuba content. The Canuba is the actual wax that comes from the plant. So it is a naturally derived product, I guess you want to say. So easy application always succeeds even without previous knowledge. So here's the thing. You can put on too much wax. You can put too little wax. You can apply it a couple of different ways. You can apply it with a foam applicator pad. You can apply it with a microfiber pad. You can apply it with, you can apply it with a spray wax. But when we're talking about actual physical waxes, paste waxes, for instance, it always succeeds. It's always going to work. It's always going to look good. As long as you follow the directions, it's very easy to follow by. Wax on, wash the car, clean it, apply the wax. Wax on, wax off. Let it sit for a few minutes, wax it off. Wipe it off with a microfiber towel. Simple. The wax can be applied again and again, even on repainted surfaces. Where the highest wear occurs, the strongest mechanical influences of the road. So, the wax wears off, it can be reapplied. If it starts to degrade, Because with a ceramic coating, you have a slowly degrading level of maintenance. With a wax, you could stay continuously up on top of it. You could just touch up here and there. When it's talking about the strongest mechanical influence, it's talking about behind your fender welds, behind your rocker panels, on the bottom of your rocker panels. You're talking about in the front of the car. That's what you're talking about. So you can keep a constant level, which kept at the same as after treatment of stressed areas as possible. Okay. In other words, ceramic or wax sealants are two different worlds. If one chooses a ceramic sealant, the last layer should be, okay, so if one chooses a ceramic sealant, okay, any kind of ceramic coating, ceramic spray, anything, the last layer should also be a ceramic to ensure hydrophobicity and hardness, okay? That means that way you have the consistent beating and you have the consistent effects, okay? One chooses a Canuba wax. I'm not even going to say theirs, but any wax. If one chooses a Canuba wax, the top layer should also be Canuba, otherwise the proverbial licking stick shine wet look and imperviousness to water droplets will be lost, okay? So in other words, if you put vice versa, you have a wax, put a spray ceramic over the top of it, the spray ceramic is going to break down the wax. If you put a wax on top of the wax is not going to adhere to that ceramic coating. So either way that you go, use what is in the same wheelhouse. If you're using a ceramic, stick with a ceramic. If you're using a wax, use a wax. Now, what this says is wax on ceramics possible, but the ceramic wax will only last shorter. Wax on ceramics is exactly what I just explained. Will only last about 2 months. Ceramic on wax, okay, ceramic on top of the wax works because of the aggressive chemistry and the ceramic dissolves. Okay, so this pretty much sums it up. Please realize that a ceramic coating, if you're not washing it correctly with the proper soaps, you cannot go through car washes. You'll degrade the ceramic coating itself and also the properties of it as far as the beating effects. You have to wash it with the correct mediums. That means wash mitts, etc. The right soaps. You have to dry it correctly. And also, a lot of times, 99.9% of the time, there is a maintenance program that these product manufacturers require in order to keep up on the performance or just to keep up on the ceramic coating to make it last as long as possible. All of that is subjective. So if you don't keep up on that and you don't adhere to it, a lot of companies and a lot of detail businesses, they will actually penalize you, and the result would be that you lose your warranty on your ceramic coating if you don't adhere to their maintenance schedule. So that's all things to keep in mind. You're looking at a wax. Wax is pretty straightforward. Lasts about 2 to 3 months. 3 months in hot Florida sun, for instance. Here in Florida, it gets really hot. So when you're looking at that, keep that in mind. Also, a ceramic coating is going to run you about $1,200 and up on average, $1,200 to about $2,000 on average on a normal size vehicle. It's going to run you more if it's more, and if it's in bad shape, it's going to run you a lot more than that. So the difference is that you have to decide, okay, a ceramic coating isn't going to last forever. Neither is wax. Nothing lasts forever. Nothing is scratch proof. Nothing is fireproof. So you have to, nothing is rock chip proof. Nothing is impact proof. Nothing is. Nothing proof. It has a level of resistance, but it's always going to occur. So you have to decide financially. I hope that this video helps you make a decision and also your approach to looking at ceramic coatings and waxes. Keep in mind that you have to look at the math. You have to say, okay, well, if you're going to spend $1,200 on your car to be ceramic coated, granted, that's just a ballpark figure. If you're looking at on a national average, you're looking at $1,200 to have your car ceramic coated. Well, do you want to spend $1,200 just on ceramic coating, or do you want to take that $1,200 budget and stretch it out over a year and divide it over 4 details? That's what you have to. That's what you have to kind of figure out. So, 3 or 4 details. So, that's inside a quick inside and out of the wash and wax on the exterior. Interior, simple detail. You know, that's not shampooing or anything, but that would kind of give you right around that ballpark. So, if you're spending $400 a pop on details, and you could get a detail, 4 times in a year versus, or 3 times in a year, you can get it 3 times in a year, forgive me, versus just one time having a ceramic coating and then you have to buy all this other extra stuff. So it's all according to what you're willing to do. A lot of folks think that ceramic coatings are a one-size-fits-all. They self-clean. They do all this stuff. That is not the case. It does take time. It takes investment. It's maintenance. It's just a different type of maintenance. It's two different, totally different animals. So just kind of keep that in mind. Waxes, certain waxes, they do have oils in the waxes, so it actually penetrates the different types of paintwork in some cases. Keeps that paint pliable, and it's good. But we'll get in more into these subjects and more into different types of detailing and stuff like that later on. So yeah, so anyway, be sure to like and subscribe. Remember to hit that bell for new notifications for videos just like this. Hope you did enjoy this. If you did find this video helpful, please drop a comment in the comment section. If you have any questions, please drop a comment down in the comment section, try to get that answered, or just make a whole nother video on it. And also just want to tell y'all, thank you very much for the support. Check out the store, check out for canvas prints and more. T-shirts, canvas prints, kids' clothes, area rugs, stuff for the home and office, you name it, even wall and also desk calendars. So definitely check that out on our store. You can see it right below this video. And thank you very much, everyone. And keep God first. See y'all later. Bye-bye.